Hello everyone and welcome to my new video, and I recently just hit 6,000 subscribers, so I'm really happy about that. Thank you for all those people who did that. Did that? And so I guess it's time for a celebration. And it's Friday as well. We've been working hard all week, so let's just have a little drink, shall we? Lovely. Okay, just 1 second. I need to drink this. All right, so what's this video about? Well, it's a little dive into a classic technique and approach that Ableton does really well. And in fact, my master bus is, you know what? I didn't put a limiter on my master bus again. Every time I do this. So basically, Ableton does some things that are very I think quite unique, and we're going to explore those. And I think that the good thing about this a technique that I'm going to try is that it could probably backdate versions to maybe as early as version 4. Don't quote me on that. I have done videos about follow action and dummy clips before, but now I'm going to combine them and do like a classic Ableton follow action dummy clip video. So what have we got? I've really got to work on my lip smacking. I've been watching loads of videos recently and people love to lip smack and they don't do anything about it. They just leave it in. So let's lip smack onwards. What we're going to do is we're going to create a bunch of what are we going to do? We're going to... Fuck it, I'm just going to play this thing. All right, so... Let's... what should we do? Let's just bung a bit of... Let's put that there for now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create some follow action events. And if you don't know what they are, then go and check them out if you're new to Ableton and you want to get creative and find out weird things that it can do. Follow action is just basically a thing where you can tell a bunch of clips to launch or behave a certain way based around the way that the previous one has behaved and the next one will behave. Down here, there is this launch tab, which you can click by pressing this L thing, and it gives you a whole load of options for how clips will behave when they're triggered and after they're triggered. And I'm going to use them in sort of quite standard ways across two groups of clips. So this first group of clips, I'm going to use them to trigger a new clip every so long. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go to follow action down here. First, I'm going to choose other. So there are all these different ways that they can behave. I mean, that is another video in itself, and I'm sure there are loads of them out there. But I'm just going to choose other. And I'm going to choose them to select an other one every, let's go for 8 bars. So every 8 bars, when I trigger one clip here, shall I zoom in a little bit? Why don't we zoom in? Let's go in a little bit more. Let's go to 200%. So when I trigger this clip, it's gonna, after 8, it's gonna play for 8 bars. And then after that, it's gonna trigger another random clip. So actually 8 bars is a long time to wait for an example. So let's just set it to 2 bars. All right, let's watch. Okay, you get the idea. So let's now set them back to 8. That was what I was originally going to do. And on this second, sorry about the boom. Sorry about that. On the second group here, I've got the same bunch of breaks, and they are all using follow action, but I've given groups of them different treatment. So you can see that some of them here are different colors. I'm going to make these green. And so I've given them all different treatments, and they're all going to bounce around, and they're all going to trigger different clips that are playing back in different ways. Let's just hear it. Whoops. Whoa, where did it go? Whoa. Really smacked me in the face. Okay, I should add that I've put some beat repeaters on this. So I've got like a 16 grid beat repeater that's got the decay turned up, so it kind of echoes. And then I've got a couple more here to sort of grab little bits that it does and repeat them over and over. We know how beat repeat works. Cool. So what I was going to try, so we've covered the follow action part of the video. What I wanted to get onto now was how we could use dummy clips in order to switch. And I did another lip smack just then, didn't I? In order to switch between the two tracks automatically, so that we can effectively just set that up and leave it running and then go off and rave our tits off. So I'm going to do that now. How do we do that? Okay, first of all, we need a couple of audio tracks, and we also need to have the I/O on. Right. I think now I'm going to have to zoom back down to a more sensible size so I can see what's going on. Right. Okay. So if you don't know how dummy clips work, Google it. It's really interesting. It's really creative. If you can, if you understand the sort of concept behind clip launching in Ableton, you can do some really great stuff with dummy clips. You can you know, trigger effect events. You can use it to do filter sweeps. You would use clip automation to automate a filter sweep that you could apply to an entire bus mix or a group mix or an effect send or something. It's really great. And just recently I've started playing around with it a little bit more. I did do a video about it once before. Maybe I'll post it in the info. But what I'm going to use it for today is to switch between effectively switching between this track and this track that are doing two different things. One track will be the kind of the main beat. The second track will be kind of like a little fill at the end. So I need to set that up. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this track, which I'm going to I'll rename it. I'll name it beat. And then the next one I'll call fill. But I'll call it fill like the name Phil. Okay, so now I need to route that to the track that I want in order to apply the dummy clip. So I'll go to the audio output here and I'll call, okay, so I'll just, before I do that, I'll rename beat dummy and fill dummy. All right, so I'm going to route the first track to beat dummy, and I'll route the second track to fill dummy. And on the dummy tracks, I need to make sure I've got the audio input correct. So I'll choose beat for this one, fill for this one, and I want post mixer on all of them. That way that the signal that comes in will be processed, will be processed through the effects. Set them both to monitor in. Now, if I play this one, it's coming out this track, right? What I would just maybe like to do right now is group these. If I group them, I can still carry on doing what I was going to do. And I'll just put a little bit of, I put a compressor on that one, didn't I? Just put a little bit of compression on the clips. You know, or rather just turn the threshold down on this glue thing. Okay, so if I stop that and I play these ones, these should now be coming out of this. So this one's going to come out of this one. It's rather loud. Please don't take any of my use of limiters and compression as any sound advice, because I just chuck them on. I don't know what they're doing. Well, I know what they're doing, but I can't be bothered to tweak it to make it work properly. Oh, there it goes, disappearing again. I do like that. So, okay, now we're going to bring the lip smack. Now we're going to bring in the dummy clips. So I'm just going to, you can use any clip, it doesn't really matter. So I'll just take this one and we'll go into the clip here. Now you can see that because we've got monitor in here, you can see that this clip is kind of grayed out, doesn't have any color. And that's because the clip isn't going to do anything. It's not going to play. That's because the actual channel is monitoring another channel. So any signal that's coming from a clip in that track won't be heard. But that means that we can use that clip to perform certain functions like automation. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to go into that clip. We're going to stop all the clips first. We're going to go into that clip and we're going to go down to this envelopes part of the clip editor here. We're going to go to mixer, which is on anyway. And we're going to go to track volume, which is on anyway. And we're going to uncheck the linked and unlinked button here. Now, this is a very interesting thing, which I haven't seen too many videos about. So effectively, what this does is that it makes the length of the clip kind of redundant. And you're not bound to the length of the clip in order to perform certain automation tasks. Now, the original clip is 1 bar long. If I unlink that, hang on, if I put that back, so it's 1 bar long, so I can't move the loop brace out of that region. If I unlink it, then I can make the loop brace longer. This is really cool. So I can go up to, I'm going to go up to 8 bars. I can actually just set it down here. I can type in, no, I won't do that. I'll click and drag because it's Friday and everyone likes to click and drag on Friday, don't they? So now I've made a 8-bar loop region on a 1-bar clip. So I can use that now to automate the volume, which I'm going to do. So I've got track volume enabled and I'm just going to drop in my pen here and I'm just going to cut that off like that. I'm going to cut it off. Okay, so now if I trigger this clip and this, whoops, not that one though. If I trigger that clip and that clip, what's going to happen is that these clips are going to play and then after 7 bars, they're going to go silent because this clip has told it to do that. Let's try. Yes! Now that's going to work very nicely because at the end of 8 bars, we're going to move to a new clip. This is cool. So now I'm going to do exactly the same thing with these clips, but invert the automation. I say invert, what I mean is, yeah, just kind of swap it. So let's just stop all the clips a second. Let's go into this clip. Let's go to the mixer automation and track volume automation on that clip. So it's the same clip. I've just copied it over. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, well, what am I going to do here? I'll turn the pen off. I'll remove those nodes. Okay, and I'll bring the pen back on. And I will automate the volume for the previous 7 bars so that when these clips are playing here, they'll only come through for the last bar because this clip here has told it to do that. So now, if I trigger scene 1 here, we're going to get 7 bars of a break and 1 bar of crazy breakcore breaks, fills, whatever. Let's have a listen. And you can see it down here. You can see it. There we go, it did it. Okay, so we're raving now. It's all kicking off. Watch these two faders here. Watch them. Okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted to do in this video. It can get a lot more interesting if you start playing around. So, you know, we could, what could we do here? If I turn that off. Okay, so yeah, we could maybe, let's just copy those two clips. Oh, what have I done? Okay, let's stop. Okay, right. Let's stop all the clips. Let's maybe do something a little bit crazy and do like a thing like this. And then in this one, do like the opposite, although got to be careful. Excuse me, got to be careful here because we're automating volume. I'm going to be a bit slapdash. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Okay. Oh, see, now, because I copied those clips over from this one, they've got the same follow action as that one has. So you can apply follow action to dummy clips as well, which will just open up a massive can of worms in terms of all the different kind of events that you can trigger. I've just suddenly realized that. That's why I'm waffling about it. So I actually don't want to do that right now. I kind of just want them to no action. Yeah, okay, that's what I want. Okay, so we could keep going. Let's just keep going, shall we? How can we keep going? Let's bring that down a little bit. Why don't we try something with the sends? Yeah. All right, so let's... Okay. I'm just going to put my default reverb preset on there. So let's... Now, these are all grouped, by the way. These 4 tracks here, they're grouped to this one. So let's send that group to track number 7. We will now hear nothing until we select audio from group 1 and set the monitor to in. There we go. It can get a little confusing because you start to run into having 2 faders for one thing, but it's okay. We'll run with it. So let's take another clip here and let's turn that follow action off. So why don't we use, let's unlink that again. Hang on, what are we doing here? Mixer, a reverb. Okay, great. Yeah, all right. So let's unlink that and let's make it, I'm going to type it in this time. Let's make it 4 bars. And then why don't I just send something like a send volume there so that it'll, when that clip plays, when it gets to here, it'll send this volume up there like that. Let's see if it does it. Yeah, you can see the little red dots come on. Watch it. Yeah. All right. So let's make this reverb tail massive, mahusive. Yeah. I love it. Oh, it's good, isn't it? We haven't got any bass, so I'm just going to do... I'm going to do the bass myself with my mouth. That'd be fun, won't it? All right. And okay, so whoops. Okay, so yeah, that was it really. Try that. I'm going to go and put that on Patreon now if you'd like to download that, and maybe download a whole load of other stuff that I've done. In fact, now I've been doing Patreon for a year, so there's a whole year's worth of downloads you can get if you want to pledge on Patreon. I'd be very grateful. And yeah, see you later. Bye.